My name is Mike Mabe. I'm Director of Library Services for Chester County Public Library. I'm honored to be here and to be conducting this particular program. We clearly recognize members of the board, Mr. Winslow, Ms. Carroll, and Mr. Engel who are in the audience. Ms. Haynes, who's a member of the school board for this area. We're grateful that she's here. We also recognize Allison Zabel, who's the librarian from our neighbor, J.P. Watkins Elementary School. I'd also like to recognize two other peers that I work with that are key and critical to our operation. John Neal, who's in the back, Head of General Services, and Neil Luther, who's Parks and Rec. They both care and tend for our facilities and nonprofit. Appreciate their attendance.
Lord, as we rejoice at this center of reading going up, Lord, we pray that you would continue to bless our community through it. Lord, may its construction be accident and trauma-free, but its shelves filled with drama and adventure.
It's always exciting when we can break ground on a new public facility. I know county and especially Midlothian residents are looking forward to having a modern library that's large enough to meet the current and future needs of the community. In Chesterfield, our libraries have evolved so much more than just places to check out books. Over the past years, we have deployed them as satellite polling locations for expanded early voting, virtual learning sites when schools were closed during the pandemic, resources for residents, particularly our seniors who needed help navigating the state's online vaccination registration process, teleworking areas for people who don't have quiet, dedicated space at home, and places where the community can come together. For that reason, as well as just the simple fact that many more people live in Midlothian than when the old library was constructed on this site, we knew that a larger space was needed. At 25,000 square feet, the new library will have almost twice as much space as the previous facility, which will make it possible for our staff to continue delivering all the great services offered at the old library, plus several additional amenities such as a larger community meeting room and other collaboration spaces, interactive indoor learning for kids, a digital media center, and an outdoor reading garden and learning classroom.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here. This is a really exciting moment. A new library for Midlothian is becoming a reality. Months from now, we will open the doors to a beautiful, modern, expansive facility, one that will greatly benefit and educate members of this community for generations. I know that libraries are a magical place where memories are made and we gain insight into humanity by reading the words of others. And as author Deborah Fallows put it best, inside public libraries, you see the people, programs, problems, and answers that offer a genuine look into the heart and soul of a town. We are so excited to see our values and vision for the future brought to life. Thank you everyone again today for coming out, and I look forward to watching this facility connect and strengthen our thriving community. Thank you.
45 years ago, I excitedly stood here at the edge of the woods at Watkins Elementary School, eager to explore a fascinating structure ID'd on aerial photos. I had returned to Virginia to manage my father's real estate investments, and my first step as an Army veteran and Army Ranger grad was to acquire overlapping aerial photos of all the properties. That was also the beginning of my realization of how special this community is. The Grove Shaft ruins are just a bunch of crafted stone. Researching the extraordinary, nationally significant industrial history led me to befriend extraordinary Midlothian residents. One of the first was Betsy Weaver, who taught for decades at Watkins Elementary School and wrote official county accounts of many historical events and accomplishments. Long story short, I learned that Midlothian's legacy is incomparably rich and has a compelling story for all Virginia and America to hear. But in the late 1970s, Midlothian was sadly lacking one essential institution, a county branch library. It was Betty Weaver who implored our company to provide a site, and she headed a committee that fiercely lobbied legendary supervisor Joan Jerome to mandate construction of a branch library equal to the one that has been recently constructed at Bon Air. And the result has well served Midlothian for over 40 years. And the dedicated library staff has incalculably enriched the community. So here we are today breaking ground for a new state-of-the-art, beautiful library that proposes to also showcase the incomparably rich history of the Midlothian community and serve as an aesthetic altar for seekers of knowledge and understanding.
Good morning, my name is Allison Zabel, and I am the school librarian over here at J.D. Watkins, and we are so excited to have this library very soon to partner together, enhance what we already do, to use the walking path to get our students to use the outside library and the outside classroom, as well as all the other services that the public library offers now and will in the future. So we're very excited. Thank you.
Because the existing building is gone, because of all of you that here certainly have used and loved that particular facility, guaranteed, as Mr. Garner has suggested, there's going to be a new state-of-the-art, wonderful facility that will grace this very property. And yet now we're about to put on a new facility. So I'm suggesting and recommending that all of you here, put your own, go home and write a journal entry and identify that this is important, that you're here for a reason, and that much like Mr. Brown and Mr. Brewer of the past, you'll continue to come here and use this library, put your namesake as somebody who honors who you are as a community, as a county, as a So now we're going to turn some dirt. That's the most important thing we're going to do here. So I have a laundry list. Now one over the back. No, I'm not.